Winter is coming fast, and that keeps me indoors way more than I want to be. So, I like to have a winter project. Recently it's been restoring and saving rusty vintage bikes. This winter, I decided I'm going to build a jellyfish aquarium. It'll be a fun project, and I'll enjoy watching the jellyfish, and the aquarium will become a beautiful new feature in the house. Here are the details of how this beautiful jellyfish aquarium was built. First, I had to find a tall and relatively large aquarium. So, I browsed the area big box pet stores, so I could see the aquariums in person and work out some design ideas. This one looks good. It comes with a stand, LED lighting, and a glass cover. The aquarium needs to be tall so the jellyfish can stay up in the water column. It needs to have a pretty large volume of water too, for water stability and swimming space. The storage space underneath here is nice too. Next, I look for the right filter box. It basically needs to be a mechanical filter and make the water flow where it should. This video isn't sponsored by any manufacturers. I'm just shopping and showing what I'm going to use. There's no way I can cover up all of these logos. This is the filter I'm going with. I like the brand, the design, and the size is perfect for this project. At least I think it is right now.
You should be going to spend more than 50, so you should get the $10. Okay. Yeah.
My next stop is over to one of the big box home improvement stores to find some acrylic and other supplies. I'm trying to be budget conscious here, so I go with the smallest piece of acrylic that will fit the dimensions. It needs to be a thin piece too that I can bend. This is the smallest I can use with the least waste. I'll also need these tools, a plastic cutter and a glass cutter. My table saw is in South Carolina. I'll also need some aquarium-safe silicone, just 100% silicone, no toxic mold inhibitors. Boom. And I need some black paint to paint the back glass of the aquarium. I'd like to get a paint roller and paint, but that would add $60 to this project, so I just go with a can of spray paint. So now, with the aquarium kit and the supplies, I've spent $510. When I get home, Lord Leon II, too, is curious what I have. Okay, maybe he's just trying to con me into feeding him like he always does. Maybe he can help me cut this acrylic sheet. The filter is pretty straightforward, a box filter that hangs on the side of the aquarium. My goal here is to be simple and effective. Of course, little gray rescue kitten is curious. This filter comes with a sponge for catching debris and keeping the water polished, a charcoal cartridge, and a bag of ceramic media for biological filtration. I'll be adding more to the aquarium though later. Again, I don't have a relationship with any of these manufacturers. The intake pipe for the filter, and instead of sitting on the back, this will sit on the side right here. We'll see why in a minute. This new aquarium is dirty inside, so I'll wash it out before it's filled. Next, I measure the inside width of the aquarium and the height so I can cut the acrylic. This is where the plastic cutter comes in handy. A table saw would be better, but this is what I have here with me right now. Surely Baxter the cat will move off the acrylic for me. Okay, maybe not. This is pretty straightforward. I just take the width measurements and cut the acrylic so it's a slightly tight fit into the aquarium. Okay, cover your ears. Ouch! That is annoying. So now you can see where I'm going with this. This piece of acrylic bends and forces the water to spin in the aquarium. I take the aquarium outside and hose it out and wipe it out good. Yeah, that was pretty nasty inside. Jellyfish don't tolerate any copper or heavy metal, so the aquarium needs to be clean. Then I clean the back glass really good and paint it black. This is something I like to do to all of my aquariums. It'll make the jellyfish stand out nicely. It would have been much easier to get a paint roller and roll this, but the spray can is a much less expensive route. Now for the modifications that will make this aquarium jellyfish safe. I want this water flow trough to be right in the center of the aquarium, so I measure both sides. Now I can lay the acrylic I cut earlier on top and mark it so I can cut a square in it the same width as the water trough on the filter. This square is basically where all of the magic will happen. Jellyfish can be dangerous and sting the crap out of you, but they are also very fragile. They're mostly water. This screen will cover the square so water can pass through the filter area, but the jellyfish can't get sucked through. You can get these at most craft stores. It's a plastic mesh used for cross stitch or something. Cover your ears again. Then I coat this with silicone on one side and press it onto the acrylic. When the silicone dries, the acrylic piece goes back in like this. I use a couple of plastic clamps to hold it in position. Then I use a heat gun to put a slight curve in the acrylic sheet, make it bend. When I'm happy with the bend, I silicone the acrylic in place. The silicone transition at the bottom needs to be smooth, so the jellyfish aren't hitting any lumps on their way down and around. When I was thinking about this whole project and how to make the water flow over the black screen, I came up with this. I cut a small piece of acrylic and heated it with a heat gun and bent it like this. So this piece will go here and the filter water will flow across it and down in front of the screen. This gets silicone to the filter like this. I want the intake pipe to be lower so no debris settles in the bottom of this chamber. So I added a 3/4 inch PVC extension to the filter pipe. Then I cut a long piece of coarse filter foam I had laying around. And this will go in that back chamber for extra biological filtration. I put all of the filter foam into the sump chamber of Sly the Octopus's aquarium to seed them and jumpstart the biological process. Next, the LED light bars go on. And here's where we are now. Abby has to check it all out and make some suggestions for improvement. Jack says it all looks good so far. It's definitely not awful. Looking pretty good. Now it's time to fill it up. 45 gallons of reverse osmosis water. I pour some into the back chamber too to keep the water pressure even. Now I'll turn it on and check the water flow. Wow, yeah, this is all looking really good. Notice how the water from the filter is constantly pushing downward over the black screen. This will keep the jellyfish from getting sucked up into the screen, but the screen will let dirty water through to the filter chamber. Now I add the salt and let it flow and mix. This aquarium kit came with a glass lid, but it obviously won't fit now with the filter here on the side. So I take the lid apart and cut the glass with the glass cutter. And to cut the plastic pieces. Yeah, I really should have gone to South Carolina and gotten a table saw. Then I just put the new shorter lid back together. The salt has been mixing most of the day. Yeah, this looks great. With the salt level where it should be, I can now go and get the filter sponges out of Sly's aquarium sump. I also grabbed this old sponge out of there. This will definitely help seed the new aquarium and get it biologically active and balanced fast. The long core sponge goes back into the rear chamber. And I shake the old sponge into the new water. Yeah, that filter debris from Sly's aquarium is full of good bacteria. Also, notice how it's spinning. This water flow is looking really good. Notice it's slowly making a circle. That's the wave the jellyfish will be riding in there too, except the water will be clear. I also hatched some sea monkeys, brine shrimp, to provide some ammonia to feed the filter bacteria until I get the new jellyfish. So now this new aquarium project is up and running and everything is looking great. It is time. I take a 4-hour road trip up to North Carolina to my son's mad lab, the Jellyfish warehouse. I always enjoy visiting his awesome aquatic playland. Hundreds and hundreds of sea nettles and other jellyfish spinning. Jellyfish polyps from around the world. Do you know what this cool creature is? Yeah, axolotl. Very cool. Check out this amazing sea worm. It is absolutely huge. After playing for a while, my son packs me up 5 of these, sea nettles. And I head back south down I-85. I stopped once for coffee and to check on the new jellies. They're all looking great and hopefully enjoying the ride. When I get home, I unbag them and put them all into one container and slowly acclimate them to the new aquarium, their new home. This slow acclimation will adjust them to the water parameters here, pH, temperature, and salinity. After a slow acclimation, they're ready to go in. Yeah, I'm a little nervous to see how my new design actually works with live jellyfish. Here we go. Wow, yeah, this is working nicely. I did make a couple of adjustments. I turned the water flow down at the filter, and I also took the sponge off of the intake so the water flow stays more consistent. This all looks great. It's like they're on a ride at the water park or county fair. Overall, I'm very happy with this build and this design. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And you can also follow me on Facebook at my name, Brady Brandwood. I post a lot of fun and interesting photos and videos there too. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.